number 3 of ISC 2016, and as usual the question is on strings, right? So basically what you have to do is you have to write a program to accept a sentence which may be terminated by either a dot, a question mark, or an exclamation only. So these are the only terminators. The words may be separated by more than one blank space and are in uppercase. So there may be more than one blank space. This is the difference. Usually they say that you can assume that two words are separated by a space, but here more than one blank space is possible. And then they are saying perform the following task, and the tasks are find the number of words beginning and ending with a vowel, and they are saying that place the words with begin and end with a vowel at the beginning and rest of the words at the end in the order in which they occur. So for example, if you see this sentence, till here, Anamika are anymore. These are the words beginning and ending with a vowel. And then at the end, you have other words which are not beginning and ending with a vowel. And as you can see, the terminator has been removed. Question is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
now what we'll do, we'll try to write a fully object-oriented program for this. So let's begin. So
Sir,
first,
your video is lagging in my screen. Need
it may be an internet issue, or you can see the stream also if you want, if this is not clear. Okay.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Okay. So let's say I create a class and I call it sentence because that is what it is. And then within the sentence, we need to store the source sentence. So we'll say that, okay, private string sentence. We'll need a constructor to initialize the instance variable sentence. So we'll say public sentence. And then we'll pass the source over here. We'll say string source, or we can also use sentence itself, string sentence. And then here we'll say that, okay, this dot sentence is equal to sentence. So this will take care of the initialization part, right? So what's the input like? So they are saying input followed by the actual input, and then we are entering. So let's do it one by one. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this prompt in order to save some time, and here I'll say system.out.print, and then we'll display the prompt, and just in order to make it look okay, we'll just say /t over here. Once the prompt is displayed, we'll say that, okay, string sentence is equal to in dot next line. So this will take the whole sentence as input. And then what we need to do, we need to create the object. So I think we should replace this. Sentence will do, no problem. I'm not happy with this variable name somehow. I want to name the object as the sentence, isn't it? What do you think will be better?
Sir, source.
Source is a better idea, right? We'll say source, and then we'll say sentence is equal to new. So we have created a tongue twister, right? Sentence source, right? So the object is initialized. Now once the value is there, we need a function to find the vowel, and then we'll check whether it is beginning and ending with a vowel. So just let us quickly make a function over there. We'll say private static boolean, and we'll say is vowel, and we'll check whether the given character is a vowel or not. In order to avoid initialization multiple times, we'll create it in a static variable. So we'll say private static string vowels is equal to, and we'll store all the vowels. Now, even though they are saying that the string is uppercase, I would prefer to have the function work in all the cases. So we'll just say A, E, I, O, U, and we'll give the lowercase one as well at the end. A, E, I, O, U. So we have all the 10 vowels. Yes, so the vowels are there.
Yes.
Now we have to check whether the vowel, whether the character which is passed is a string, is a vowel or not. So we'll just say return vowels dot index of, and if index of ch is more than equal to 0, that means that our character is present in the string vowels and hence it's a vowel. Otherwise we'll return false. Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So this is one part, and now we have to find the number of words. So that means now we need the words. So the simplest way to do is, let's say we have to create a function for this. So we'll say public. So what they are saying is we need to separate the two things. So should we make, what should we call our functions? Process?
So we can.
Okay, so first they are giving the count. So let's say we'll count it, count words beginning and ending with a vowel. So we'll say public int count words with leading and trailing vowels. It's too long, but no problem. And then we'll pass the, we don't need to pass anything, it's there in the object anyways, right? So we'll come over here, and now we need to separate it into word. But before we can do this, if I never covered all the inputs, if you see, if it is not ending with the proper character, we need to find it out whether it is valid or not. So we need to have one is valid function as well. So we'll say public boolean is valid, and what happens with inside is valid, we'll take out the last character and we'll see whether the last character is one of the valid terminators or not, right? So there they have 2 or 3 valid terminators. How many valid terminators were there? Dot, question mark, and exclamation mark. So we'll say string terminators, and that string will contain a dot, a question mark, and what was the third thing? Dot, question mark, and exclamation. So these are the 3 valid terminators, and in order to check for validity, we'll just say return terminators. We have to take out the last character. How to take out the last character?
So string dot char at length -1.
String means sentence.
Well,
Sentence
yeah.
dot
Sentence dot length.
char at, and we need to find the length
Sentence
of the
length.
length -1. So if this character is one of the terminators, that means we are supposed to say terminate. We have already taken out the last
index of
terminators dot index of. If this is more than or equal to 0, it is valid, otherwise it is invalid. So the main testing goes over here. So we'll say that if sentence dot is valid, then we'll proceed with the job, else we'll display the error message which they were asking us to do. So we'll go down, and the error message is simply invalid input. So we go over here, and here we say system dot out dot println, and we'll display our message. Plus I want to have a /t over here so that it's neatly aligned. Okay, so if it is valid, we'll come over here, and now if it is valid, we will call this function, that is
Yes, sir.
this long one. So I'll just copy it, and we'll say that okay, call it now sentence dot count words leading and trailing vowels. So this will give the call the function. Now once you are inside the function, what we are supposed to do? First we are supposed to get rid of the last character. right? How to get rid of the last character? We'll say that, okay, sentence is equal to, should we get rid of the last character in place or should we make a copy of it? What will you suggest?
So we can make a
So,
copy of it.
so but we don't need a sentence any further.
Now this is interesting. That's why I raised the question. We don't need it, so we can get away with it. But please understand, in real world, if someone calls the is valid function again, the things will be spoiled. So ideally, you should make a copy. I mean, if it was the real
Yes,
world.
sir.
But since we are making this question as per the specification, we can get away with it. So what will you prefer now? You tell me your preference now. Of course, we can get away with it. Should we get away with it? What is your conscience telling you?
So so copy. We'll make a copy.
Yeah, okay. Let's make a copy because I mean, why should we get? I mean, if we can do things in a better way, let's do it, even if the
Yes.
question is not asking us to do. So we'll say, what to call it? Sentence copy is equal to sentence dot substring. We'll take everything from the beginning, but we'll take it one less, right? So what we'll write? We'll say sentence dot length minus how much? 1. So this will
One.
get rid of the last character, and now we'll be working on the copy of the sentence. So we need to separate it into words. So we'll say that, okay, string words or rather word is equal to, and we'll say sentence copy dot split, and we'll say split on a space. Okay, now just to make things clearer, we'll quickly print it out and see what is happening. So how to print it out? Wait a minute, I forgot the array thing over here. So this is an array because you'll get an array when you split it. And let's say I want to traverse the whole list and print the words one. So what I'll do is I'll say, what to call it? Let's say word. We cannot use word because word is validating. Okay, we'll say w colon word. So we are using the enhanced loop. So w will be equal to each of the array locations one by one, isn't it?
Yes.
It is showing an error because we haven't declared the variable w, which we have
String.
done
Yes.
now. And now if I say system dot out dot println, why we are going into all this? We can just print it directly. How to print it directly? Anyone? System dot out dot println. How we can display
Array dot toString.
Yeah, exactly. Arrays dot
Yes.
toString, and we'll display the
With
array
the
word. So now if I run it, notice what happens. I'm doing it for a particular reason. Let me copy the input first. So let's say we go to the first one. We copy the entire input from here to here, and then we run this program. So I say Control S, Control F5. It will ask us to enter the string, and then we'll enter the string. Oh, there's some problem. Which line it is? Unresolved compilation problem. Where? Control F5. Let me try it once more. Okay. Line 22. Where is line 22? Can anyone spot the error?
So it's all right. Line 22.
No, but it is saying so. So there has to be some error. Java.lang error, unresolved compilation problem. What is unresolved? And especially at line 22. Is the class name okay? ISC 2016 Q3.
Yes, sir.
ISC 2016 Q3 class name is okay. This is pretty strange. Let me compile it from the command line once and see what happens. Java C ISC 2016 Java. Q3.java. Okay, missing return statement over here. So this is the why it was not showing us there. Okay, anyway, whatever the thing was. So we have this function, but we never
Yeah,
returned
but we are not
anything.
returning anything.
So
Yes,
just to
sir.
make the computer happy, we'll return 0 for the time being. I think that should take care of the thing. So Control S, Control F5. No, there's still a problem. Okay, let us compile from the command line only. Now it is compiling. This is strange. So wait. So let us get rid of these class files first. So this and this we want to delete. So del. Wait, Shift del. Yeah, gone. Okay, now compile it once more. Control F5. Still not working. What else is there?
So
We are not printing it, but that is okay. It's not necessary to print, isn't it? I might say that, okay, int count is
no,
equal
sir,
to
but
this, but that shouldn't be the cause of the problem. It's saying at line number 23, right at the beginning. Are all the brackets being matched? Control Shift
yes,
I.
yes, sir. The indication is correct, sir.
Then why it's not running? Now that's the point.
So can you use public class when there are multiple classes in the file?
We can, of course, why not? You want me to remove it? I can if you want, okay.
No, sir.
That's not going to help, but let's see. No. It doesn't really matter because everything is in the same directory, so the package is same. I hope the other programs in this directory doesn't have what you call any class with the same
The
name.
class name.
The class
Change
name
the
is
class name, sir. Okay, we can change the class name once.
no, but why we
To,
change it unnecessarily? It's already unique. There is no other class name by the name sentence.
so it's on import or it's giving a error on import. See,
Okay, let me
on top.
check.
But that's also right. Serializable cannot be resolved.
It is indirectly java.util.asterisk. Hold on. We are only using it once at where is the line gone?
So arrays dot to string.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me check. Is that the cause of the problem?
I think.
No.
Mm,
This is pretty strange. It's compiling from the command line. Let me run it from the command line then. It's running also from the command line.
So I think it has to do something with
VS Code.
Visual Studio.
The VS
Yes,
Code was
sir.
updated recently, but okay, anyway, let's just do the job right now and we'll come to it later. So I'll say copy. And if I say control, but I have removed the main line which displays the output. Okay, anyways, the program is running. So we'll quickly go over here. Where's that line gone? And I'll enable this line once more, right? And we'll compile it from the command line for the time being. I'll resolve this problem later on. So clear the screen, run the code again, paste the input, press enter. and nothing is coming on the screen. Did we call that function? If it is valid, we are saying count this. No, we never saved the file before doing that.
Yeah.
So let's compile it once more. Java C compiled. Now we'll run it. Now we'll give the input. We press enter. And now can you see the words? So
Yes,
the
sir.
words are being separated. That's not an issue. Why I'm showing it to you is like if I run it again, and when I give the input and I give multiple spaces, hold on. So what we'll do, let us give more than one space. And then I say,
Then it will, yeah, it will.
see, so this is giving blanks.
Include.
So we want to get rid of this because we don't want any output on that
So we
unnecessarily
can
waste.
create a function to clean the string.
Can't you think of some easier way to get rid of this? Because actually what we need over here is we need a loop, isn't it? We'll be doing something of the form like, for example, a string
So it's
w.
not suggesting to clear the array.
No need to clear the array. What we'll do is we'll just have if. We'll say that if w
Yes,
dot
so this
length.
bypass.
Yes, exactly. If w dot length is equal to 0, we'll just say continue. I don't want to get into it, isn't it? And then we'll say system dot out dot println w. So now if we run the same program again, of course we have to compile and run it, Java C, and then
So,
we'll
but
say
if we are making an, okay, but that doesn't matter, right?
so
So, but if we clear the string that way, sir, we are not wasting the space in the array itself. So we are saving.
but you
Mm.
will require steps to clean the string, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That will be substantially more than just simply checking the length equal to 0. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, now this is
Yes.
done. So this is how we'll get rid of the extra words. Now there is one more point, like I'm not liking this name word. I mean, we need to call something else. So let's say this is, we call it word list. And then we call this as word
Word and that as list.
word list. Yeah. So I believe this looks better and more readable, because please understand your program is meant to be read by others in case of examination. So, and this will become word.
So
So
we can use enhanced loop in words.
see, in practical you can definitely use it because it will be running and you will be there to show the output that it works. That's not a problem. But yeah, avoid using it in the theory paper.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now we are iterating word by word. And now what we need to do, we need to check whether the first and the last character, whether it's beginning and ending with a vowel. So we need two characters, the first one and the last one. And we can do it directly or we can take a variable. I believe it's better to make a readable
The direct.
program. So we'll say, you want to direct?
Yes, sir, because it's caret dot length at 0 and then caret dot length at length minus 1.
Okay, so
So
let's do it directly, no problem.
Yes.
Because I mean, there's no other advantage. We are not going to use that variable again. So we'll say
yes,
that if word dot, no, not like that. We'll say that if is vowel word dot char at 0
and
and is vowel word dot char at what? Word dot
length
length
length.
minus 1, right?
Yes, sir.
So if this is the case, what does it indicate? That we have got our word, else we haven't got our word. Now if you notice, we have to split it in two parts. I'm talking about this, the second part, right? So let's make
Yes,
two,
Yes.
sir.
we'll make two string variables. We'll call it a string, let's say beginning part, and we'll call it string ending part. Both of them will be initially equal to nothing. So this will be nothing as well as this one. And if it matches, then we'll have to put it in the beginning part, right? Beginning part plus is equal to
Yes, sir.
word plus a space. Otherwise, we'll put it in the ending part. We'll say ending part plus is equal to word plus space, and we need to also count the number of leading and trailing vowels. So for that we'll take one more variable, we'll call it int count is equal to 0, and then towards the in this end of the block we'll say count plus plus, so this will increase the count. And when everything is done, we need to store the final answer somewhere. So let's take one more variable over here, we'll call it answer, sorry, comma, we'll say comma answer. Initially that should be equal to null, so answer is equal to nothing. And then here,
Sir,
yes,
sir, we could have typed null also. So what is the difference actually between using dot is equal to null and just double quotes?
see, when you are saying a variable is equal to variable plus something, null basically
Yes,
means
sir.
that it's not initialized. So variable might
So
not have been
that will
initialized.
give.
And here we want to
Okay.
concatenate, so we want to start with a blank slate, that is an empty double quotes.
Okay.
And then
Okay,
here
sir.
we'll say that answer is equal to beginning part plus ending part, right? So the answer is stored, the actual final output which we want to discover, and obviously we will not return 0, we'll return count.
Yes, sir.
So when we go towards the end, we have our count stored, but now they are asking the count to be printed like this. So this is their output line. So I'll just copy till here, and we'll say that okay, system dot out dot println, and we'll print the message plus the count. That is one line of the output, right? And what's the other line of the output?
So it's the sentence, the answer.
So the answer is actually inside over here. So what we can do, I think the best way is, let us override the toString function. That will look neat also.
Yes.
And within toString, we'll just say return answer. So when someone prints the object, that is at this line, we'll say system.out.println, and we forgot the /t over here. So /t, and we'll say println. We'll have a /t first, and then we'll say plus sentence. So sentence, when it will try to convert this object into a string, it will call the toString function, and I believe that will do the job. So I'll save it. We'll again compile the program. Then we'll run the program. Then just to make our task easier, we'll just copy this from here to here. We move back and we say Ctrl+Shift+V, press enter, and there you are, working. Let's try out the other cases also. So the second case is this. Again copied. And again we'll run it. No need to compile again. Input. And it is saying to ARU must. Okay, this is also working. And I think the others will work also. Should we try it out?
No, sir, it's fine. I think it will.
Okay, so it is okay. Let's try out this last case. Ctrl+C, we go over here. And then Ctrl+Shift+V, we press enter, and invalid input. Any doubts or clarifications regarding this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so that's all for today. In the next class, we'll talk about 2015 question number 1. Okay.
Tomorrow or day after tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Why day after tomorrow?
No, sir, just asking.
I mean, I want to complete as many questions as
Yes,
possible
sir, yes,
before
sir,
you actually
not
get the
problem.
schedule. So if we, I
Yes,
mean, that will bring down the pace by half. I don't want that. So I hope you're okay with
Yes.
it. You are free now.